July 6th, 2011. It's a Wednesday. We're interviewing Naomi Cruvant,
The famous.
the famous Naomi Cruvant, the one and only. Okay, where are your parents from?
Russia.
Where in Russia?
I think Minsk and Pinsk, because they go well together. Yes, we know. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Miss
God they fit
Kathy.
us in.
My father was a terrific guy. He had a wonderful sense of humor. He had a lot of energy, very open-minded. Talk to him about anything. He loved his profession. He was a trial lawyer. His clients were all other lawyers who would turn to him because of his expertise in trying a difficult case. He and I went horseback riding together during my teenage years. He loved my mother. He thought she was absolute perfection. They had a very, very happy life together. She painted china, and she played the piano beautifully, and she had a trained voice. Fondest memory of my mother had to do with my feet. I had a job, and included in the job was working for 10 solid nights in this store called L. Bamberger and Company when it was open for Christmas. I had to run around, and my feet got very tired. So I'd come home, and she'd say to me, "Oh, Lovey," that's what she called me, "you must be so tired. Let me rub your feet." He needs a nice shampoo. I'll show you the best places for wee-wee. My hobbies were playing with the boys who lived next door, because I didn't like playing with the girls. They played with dolls, and that to me was very boring. Unless the doll was beautiful, then I'd enjoy looking at it for 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, boys were fun and girls were boring.
Did you ever get in trouble?
Well, it depends on what you call trouble. If I was in trouble, I would keep it to myself.
What was it that attracted you to him?
His pep and his energy and he was never one to do what everybody else did. He was strictly an individual. He never tried to follow anyone, do the same things that others did. And I admired the strength of his own personality. He was just himself.
Lovey. As soon as he comes through that door, you always say Lovey, and then he would come up and he would kiss her. It's very warm, Mr. Cruvant was. It's a loving guy. to your grandmother?
Always optimistic. very optimistic about everything. Didn't worry. He saw the humor in everything. Not that he giggled, it wasn't that kind of humor. He just appreciated the comedy, that there was in life. That's why he was such fun to live with, because he had such a great capacity for enjoyment. But you know what? He was very tight. And that was when gasoline was rationed. And he never took me home after a date because he'd have to use his coupon for gasoline. Sound like him?
We have a glass out for tea.
We have everything
Yeah.
set. All you have to do is sit down and enjoy it. That's right.
Oh, what service.
Who's the lady that does your hair?
Oh, her name is, she's very slight. How come I'm so lucky that I've got you 4 boys, and all 4 of you found gals that I like, and gals that you still like, and nobody ever threatened to break up a marriage, nothing like that. Everybody was always very content. So Kenny, who was the wisest of the 4, said, well, don't you realize why that is, Mom? I said, no, you tell me. He said, because of yours and Dad's example. I enjoyed all 4 of them, each one for different reasons. Billy, who was the eldest, he would always be up in his room reading the World Book. And whenever we were having dinner as a family, if there would be a question at the table, somebody was sure to say, well, ask Bill, because Bill knew everything. When he was in elementary school, and Halloween came along, and he was carried away by Halloween. He had some chalk. He didn't like the principal of the school here. So he picked up a friend, and together they went over to the school with the chalk. And they wrote on the side of the school, Miss Milbauer, who was the principal, is a, you can fill in your own word. Stephen used to run the Cruvant Olympics up here in Newstead every year. It started at snow time because we have a nice hill on the side of our house. It started with races down the hill, across the street, and ending up in the yards of the people over there. He had visions of being another Van Gogh, you see. I think it looks like him and looks like Van Gogh.
Roger, he was in college when I came here. And when he graduated, he came home. But he didn't stay long.
Father wouldn't let him.
Mr. Cruvant didn't let him stay here. Mr. Cruvant said he has to get someplace else. So he got an apartment in Montclair. And I went to work with him. Yes, I went and worked with him. And of course, Daddy wasn't so good at cleaning, keeping the place clean.
Of course, Dad does other things. Dad looks out for me in general. He's very sweet, very warm.
His it's hot. All those radiators are on. So I have to show Roger tonight when he comes in. It's wasteful.
Goodness sakes, why on earth would they be on?
I don't know. Bruce probably know what he's doing. What you want for lunch?
Natural apples, peach,
Maybe
jello.
apples.
The apples are here.
Okay. I'm from Guyana.
And when did you come to America?
I came in 1967.
That'd be amazing cookies.
That way my taste and see if it's tasty. Alright, here you go.
You've had music in your life from your childhood where your parents would play, sing and perform music with you, and you've always been had a love for music and going to Tanglewood and symphonies, and also with art. You've created and done sculpture and art. How about, what kind of role do you think creativity has had for you?
Oh, all the excitement in my life has been going to theater, finishing a piece, reading a good book. Those are the things that give me, my fun, my interests. I've just always been like that. The part where everybody's gathering and finding a place to sit on the lawn and starting to eat. It's like the whole world is settling down. And then lo and behold, what do you listen to? Gorgeous music. It's such a gift.
There's the sun. It's good. All right. All set.
Okay. Travel, I think, is the juice, the sweet juice of living. I think it is. And living along with other people who are different from you, and you learn from that. These are from Greece. The plates. Nice. This is from the Vatican, this little sculpture here, the little angel. When you get the bug, as we did as soon as the boys went to camp, we traveled every summer after that. We wouldn't dream of doing anything but going to Europe. Didn't matter where, as long as it was someplace we had never been. And this was the harbor in that little town near Venice.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie!
I thought you would enjoy it for that reason. Oh, you're welcome. Did you have a good birthday? Tell me about it.
So what advice would you give to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? Any advice, or those who are, starting their lives, or in the beginnings or middle of their lives?
Well, I would get all of that from Phillips. First of all, you have to like to work hard. You shouldn't have false pride. If you've done something really unusual, no one else has done, that's different, but nothing less.
To me, it seems you have have incredible legacy behind you with the Mental Health Association, and your children and your grandchildren and great grandchildren. How would you want to be remembered?
Prospect Town. That's really a major accomplishment of the community. I always felt there were no services like there are for people with cancer. I was active in council, and I suggested that we should try to start something for people who were mentally handicapped. It is given so much money by the state because it's the outstanding rehab in mental health in New Jersey. They come to observe our program, take notes, and it has given birth to a lot of other small prospect houses. We called it Prospect House because the first time we had property was on Prospect Street, right across the street from wherever we lived. When you'd have a person and then you would see that person, somehow they would wake up. It was like they were asleep before. They were lasted, not really interested in anything. And lots of them got well enough to go back to work. And little therapy goes a long way.
So typically what we do is every year we take the consumers on an annual boat trip that's sponsored by Mrs. Courant. And what it entails is that's a form of giving back to Prospect House. So we invite about 100 consumers and staff on this boat trip around the Mattisquan River, down the exit, I think it's 98 on the Parkway, like Point Pleasant exit. And with that, we have a DJ, we have lunch, and we just do a full force, social activity where we dance and just have a lot of fun. We play games in honor of her. And after that, we typically would touch base with her. I typically would give her a phone call to say, thank you, let her know how things went, and give her a quick overview of how the activity was. She was blessed to be able to help others in more than one way, and we definitely appreciate all that she has done.
For the 25th anniversary, we had a celebration, and they honored me because I was a founder. That was great satisfaction for me to start that and see it grow. And if you have a cause like that and it stirs your heart and you see change take place, but that's for the good, your goose is cooked and you're gone. Great to do for others. That's why I think your sister, I always said that she has the soul of a social worker. I think she's going to have some great triumph in that field because she's very intelligent, she's curious, she's ambitious, and she has the soul of a social worker. She cares about everybody. Very unusual. Not a selfish bone in her body. Just marvelous. And look at Beth. How sweet. That's her wedding dress.
I don't know about that.
Hey, Grandma, what's your favorite animal?
Willie.
Go to Grandma.
No, boy.
Go to Grandma. Go to Grandma. Go, 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 go. Respect your elders.
Yeah, there we go.
He's lovable, gentle. He's just very old like I am. And you slow down when you get old.
It's
you
true.
know.
So you can relate with him.
I guess so, yeah. He says, I like your cold floors in the south.
Well, how about a favorite conductor? You've talked a lot about Seiji Ozawa.
Well, Leonard Bernstein, I'm a devotee of Leonard Bernstein. Every time he put his pen to paper, beauty would come out of it. There was only one Leonard Bernstein. Nobody shared any of his fame.
What do you think of Barack Obama?
I enjoy him. I like him.
How about Sidney Poitier?
Oh, he's very attractive. Of course, now he's very old. But when he was young, he was very attractive. I had a crush on him. Yeah, they did.
Need to sign in.
Hi, welcome. We've been thinking about you. Oh, it's so good to see you.
So how long have you been cutting Naomi's hair?
We've been together probably at least about 15 years, maybe even a little bit more. And it has been one of my biggest pleasures knowing such a special lady. Absolutely wonderful.
Well, you are ageless. You are the youngest, the most full of spirit. You know, anybody I know. And you probably don't know what you do to accomplish. It's just your nature.
Been around. Well, they're showing all weekends now from the beginning of the season.
Oh, I was gonna say, how does you teach mom?
Two seasons.
Yeah.
Thursday night or it's on Sunday night. It's already TiVo because I can't stay up late enough.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
We'll keep checking in on you.
Yes.
Okay, we call, we check in on you, see how you're doing, okay?
When I was in California, I had enormous burritos. The biggest thing I ever seen.
Very responsive.
You're a film star.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Handmade. Who else would make you a grand? Only your grandchildren would
You
think
just
you
have to
were
start
worthy.
signing autographs, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their grandma. They have to. But you are no ordinary grandmother. People say they go to their grandparents for advice, but few of them give as honest, intelligent, practical, reaffirming, and positive advice as you. When I am conflicted about something, you are one of the first people who I call because few people understand me like you do. You have that rare ability to step outside yourself and truly have other people's best interests at heart. You display this quality with everyone you meet, remembering precisely what it is that they care about. Your ability to give such good advice to your grandchildren stems from this remarkable quality you have. You're so empathetic, caring, and wise. But the word that I think of when I think of you is extraordinary. You are nothing short of extraordinary. And any of your extraordinary accomplishments, graduating Cornell, starting a mental health institution, being a talented sculptor, raising 4 sons, and not to mention living to 97 years old, is an impressive accomplishment on its own. But to me, you will always be my grandma. You believe in me and in everything I set out to do. You encourage me to believe in myself. You have incredible strength, having miraculously recovered from falls, seizures, and a stroke, coming back to life to live into your late 90s. The strength that you exhibit is to me a model and an inspiration. I cannot express the love I feel for you in words. All I know is that you are the best grandma a grandson could ever ask for.
Don't leave Leah out.
Oh, Leah, oh no, I have one special friend who would go for 5 miles to pick me up. Well, the values are right there. If you're living your life, you're rubbing elbows with the values. I mean, the books are there, and the theater is there, and the dance is there, and music is there, and all the beautiful things in the entertainment world, they're all there. And if you get the bug, your life is made.